What's up, guys? It's Isaac here. It's Back Road Harley-Davidson, and today I have your pre-owned bike of the week, this 2022 Harley-Davidson Road Glide ST. So by now you've probably heard of the Road Glide ST. If you haven't, well, let me be more than happy to introduce you to it. So this is a pre-owned one we've got here. It's got just over 11,000 miles. We're gonna put a couple more on it today as we go ride around Raleigh, just kind of show it off a little bit. So pretty much what you've got is, you know, Harley-Davidson's been known for their touring and cruising line forever. And, you know, since 1903 maybe. What you've got here is they decided to take it kind of a step further. So as you know, you've got a lot of people really taking their baggers and pushing them to the extremes, you know, as we've seen in the King of the Baggers series, where people are doing things with these motorcycles that really most folks didn't think would be possible. And now they're performing so much better. They're faster, they're stronger, they're just better at all. They're just getting better and better at everything now, which has been really fun. Us as motorcycle riders, we've been able to sort of reap these rewards here lately by having motorcycles like the Road Glide ST. So pretty exciting time to be riding. So this motorcycle right here, this is an introduction. So, you know, people had Road Glide specials. They liked the 114. You know, they were throwing chopped bags on it to go ahead and give it sort of a little bit more ground clearance, raising it up. You know, most folks weren't really riding with passengers either, and they were, you know, building out the motor. Now, stock you have available as of 2023, or as of 2022, but also through 2023. We'll see what we have in 2024. But we've got the Road Glide ST. So pretty much compared to a normal Road Glide, what you got was you got a raised rear end. So, you know, you were able to get a little bit more, you have a little bit taller seat height, and you also have increased clearance on either side. So you gained a couple more degrees of lean, so you can push this bike a little bit harder through the corners. And pushing this bike, you have a 117 cubic inch push rod, air cooled and oil cooled motor, putting out about 126 foot-pounds of torque. So that's a lot of fun right there. You've got this, one of the latest renditions of the Milwaukee Ape that's pushing that power, this beautiful bronze accented wheel, and it's going to a 2:1:2 exhaust system. And since you've got a little bit more power, a little bit more heat, it also has little deflectors right here as well, so that's a nice little added touch. So like I was saying, you know, it's stripped down as well. So I mean, it's all blacked out trim, but it is stripped down. So you've got a firm solo seat to really lock you in there, and you don't have passenger pegs. So you don't have passenger seat, you don't have passenger pegs. If you ride two up with someone, then, you know, maybe a Road Glide Special might be better for you, or getting this one set up for a passenger. Now let's see what else we got going on here. So like I said, you know, great power, but with great power you need good braking. So you've got dual brakes up, dual rotors up in the front, and then you've also got fixed rotor in the rear. Great power, 6-speed transmission. You know, just a really good sport touring bike. But then on the touring bike, you know, it still has all the great features that we love for the Road Glide. So you've got floorboards, you've got these low profile engine guards. You've got a 6-gallon tank, so you won't have to stop as often. You've got a very relaxed riding position, courtesy of this bar seat and floorboard setup. Lots of good storage options right here. So easy open, drop whatever you need in there. You can throw a little tour pack on or something like that if you need to, or luggage rack, something like that for extra storage. Let's see. So you've got all of that going on, and then you've also got, you know, you've got your infotainment system. You've got your radio, music, Bluetooth, navigation, all those sorts of things. Fuel gauge, voltmeter, and then you've got your speed and your engine speed. This bike does have ABS, but it doesn't have any of the other fancier features that we're seeing now on the newer bikes, such as traction control and some of the other RDRS systems. Let's see, we got all those nice little features there. Cruise control, of course, and overall it's just a very relaxed, good, easy riding bike. So it's the Road Glide ST, or Road Glide Sport Touring, and so it's made to be for a sporty touring ride. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go do a little sporty touring ride here around Raleigh and see if it lives up to the name. Road Glide ST. Here it is. Let me put some gloves on, let this thing warm up. It's a little bit nippy outside, so we're gonna talk about that. Let's see. So, started, got your little ignition right here in the center. Exciting. And then you have this going on over here. So, make sure this old girl's in neutral. See, it just has just over 11,000, about 11.6. So, go and accept that. Let's crank it up. Oh yeah, good to go. Slowly reduce the clutch. Cool, so you'll see our ABS light is flashing because it has ABS. Cool, so a couple things about this. It is a little bit nippy today, so that's going to be super fun. Let me throw my gloves on. Where could my gloves be? Oh, is this a glove box? No way. How about it? Probably one of my favorite Road Glide features. Oh, but that was only one glove. Where might the other one be? Maybe it's in this easy open saddlebag right here. How about that? So, yeah, super excited to ride this bike. It is because it's pretty much a bone stock Road Glide ST. Not much, I don't think really anything's been done to it except its miles been put on it. So that's super exciting. It's gonna be fun to go rip around. We're gonna show you what this thing's got going on. Yeah, so I think it's a stock, the windshield too. So there are options to have a little kick up. So what's going to be keeping the wind off me today? This shark nose frame mounted fairing with the little windscreen right here, as well as these little pieces right here to kind of kick that off to the side a little bit more. Now another little interesting feature about our wind deflection here, come over here, you'll see I've got my little button here, so you can see that through the vent. Close that up, so that should kind of seal it up a little bit better, keep more wind off me, but this will kind of balance out the flow a little bit better, kind of reduce a little bit of buffeting, I believe. Pretty much for the folks that just want to hop on a motorcycle, go rip. So, pretty good. Personally, I like having passenger pegs. You know, you never know when you might, when the time's right, and when you might pick up a passenger. But really, for particularly long rides, I like having somewhere else to put my feet. You know, I don't have floorboards though, so I mean, this will give you a lot of room to move around on, but passenger pegs just got another little step, so maybe move around on those a little bit. So, is this kickstart my heart? I know. Well, I saw start my something. Unfortunate. Cool. All right, so yeah, you have radio volume button over there. Pretty exciting. I'm gonna throw it in navigation mode just because I always like that. I'm gonna cut the radio down. Yeah, see, there's my Road Glide right there on the road. So leave it on that mode. That's probably warmed up, ready to kick it. Check these beautiful surroundings. Yeah, this is a touring bike. We don't do touring bikes very often for our videos. So we're on a big old touring bike. You know, Harley-Davidson models are fun, and you know, they're cozy, but daggone, it is hard to beat a Harley-Davidson touring bike like a Road Glide. And now with the Sport Touring Edition here, you can do a couple other little things. So let's see, there might be some ice out today. Fun fact, I don't think this bike will do it, but the Pan Americas, well, they actually have their little temperature sensor for the air temperature, and if they read that it's like, you know, freezing or below freezing, it'll actually pop up on the screen. It's like a heads up, like, hey, there could be icy conditions out there. Just want to let you know, bud. So that's always a nice little thing. It's always nice when your bike cares about you. What we got going on here? Thank you for throwing it in reverse, I guess. I gotta leave it in this lane because I'm gonna hop on the highway. So, but if you think this bike's cool, give you a little sneak peek of our video that's coming out on Friday about the Fast Johnny Road Glide ST, the one we have here at Tobacco Road, the one that's a little extra fancy. So, make sure my bags are closed. They are. Yeah, so I like kind of wearing a little bit thinner gloves so I can feel the controls a little better, especially on these bikes I'm not quite as used to. Or just like on a bike that I don't ride quite as often, you know, like a bike here off the showroom. Since my light's about to turn green anyway. Ooh, I should have tucked my shirt in. I can feel a little brisk. Yeah. So like most bikes, she sounds pretty good, especially when you start getting on that throttle a little bit. I'm gonna warm up my tire a little bit more for this. And all clear. Bring it on around. Ease up a little bit. Fourth gear. Squeeze on over. Yeah, so we've got a touring bike that we're partying on today. Feels good. Let's throw it up in fifth. I don't like passing big trucks on the right there. So maybe if I close this, what'll that do? Oh, they just saw a lot of my backside. I'm so sorry. Ooh. Oh, that's a little bit better, I think. I think that's keeping a little bit more wind off. I like it. Okay, so you're cruising fifth gear, 65 miles an hour. Yeah, it'll roll on. Now I need to roll off. Oh, an ambulance. Guess I could cut the radio off. Oh yeah, it's got speed volume. So I believe one of the things you get set up here is like a adjustable speed. So like as, you know, if I'm sitting still, obviously it's going to sound, I'm probably going to want the volume lower than it is going to be when I'm ripping out there on the highway. So I can kind of set those two different sound levels. So that way, you know, when I'm stopped, or when I just, you know, like right now. So when I just come off the highway, maybe I have the radio blaring so I can hear it over the wind noise. You know, when I get stopped, you know, it kind of goes ahead and brings its own volume down a little bit for me so that I'm a little bit more considerate of the neighbors here. And I can hear traffic situations a little bit better. So, yeah, this thing's fun to whip around. So, a couple other things to talk about. Yeah, so like I was going to say up there on the highway, you know, everyone, you know, I would love to be able to, you know, take back roads everywhere and, you know, never even get on the highway. But, you know, sometimes it is nice to just give it a, you know, you rode the scenic route all the way there, now you're ready to get home, so hop on the highway and blast. Or if you're riding in some other states and, you know, you're used to riding around here. Oh no, lost count. That's sad. Or, you know, you're used to riding around North Carolina. So what you do, I'm trying. I was making sure they were stopping. Don't honk at me, I'm sorry. Yeah, so like I was saying, you know, sometimes you're just gonna have to take the highway. And so that's where this bike's gonna shine really well too. I mean, it's about 842 pounds. I think I got that number on the money. 842 running order. So, you know, it's heavy. But the way it's set up is it's, you know, you're really not gonna feel that weight from the saddle. But what it's going to help you do is it's just going to make the bike very stable and a very nice ride, especially at those higher highway speeds, most commonly associated with the interstate or that favorite back road. So, yeah, and with it being the Road Glide, you know, it's just going to absorb it just a little bit better, and so make for that touring, make for that little bit more stable ride at those higher speeds. Yeah. She is whipping on around. It's a good ride. So, the nice part about the touring bikes too, please chill out with your Hyundai. I'm sorry, I gotta slow down. Moses. Yeah. It's pretty quick. Pretty good little speed there, especially for being as heavy as it is. All that torque. 126 foot-pounds of torque coming out of that 117 Milwaukee 8. Good stuff. Where they're turning. I don't know. They turned behind me for a second. I was like, oh gosh, they're coming. Yeah, so I mean, it'll take me on the highway. But you know, it's a touring bike, so a lot of folks, you know, maybe they're like, you know, I do a lot of city riding. I don't know if I want a touring bike for all that. So, welcome to the city riding as well. Obviously, it's going to do phenomenal on the highway. But this is the stuff people really want to see. I really want to know and really try it out for. So, you know, these bikes, people are really setting them up to go tear up the corners. And especially if you've watched any King of the Baggers, then you probably are like, oh yeah, can't be that hard. It's pretty good. Can't be that hard to go drag a knee on a bagger, right? Let's see. Keep it a little bit higher gear for this one. And it's got all the torque, it can handle it. Oh yeah, that's it right there. That little bring it on up and over, straighten it out, lay on the throttle. Woo! Sure money. So, yeah, she's rolling nice and smooth. We're cruising at about 2,500 RPMs, 40 miles an hour. So, nice and easy. Yeah, so, and you know, that experience can be made even better on these baggers now, considering this, especially this stock suspension, it's pretty nice. But when you have the option for some of the best shocks in the game, like the Screaming Eagle old ones, we did a video last week on, or I guess this week. We did a video recently on our anniversary Street Glide special that we have, that has the old ones on the back. And they look good. Little piggybacks, I mean, that just really lets folks know, like, hey, I've got something going on here. So, it's just nice having, you know, all these touring features on your everyday bike, you know. Some folks be like, oh, this might be a little bit, kind of a lot of weight. I don't know if I want to, you know, drive a touring bike everywhere. Well, you have bags, so you go to the food line over there, and you can go get your groceries done with the bike. How about that? Since it is set up so nicely, you know, I guess not really this one, but you know, if you choose to throw a passenger on, it's going to be a lot more stable, and it's going to be a little bit harder to tell a difference with that passenger back there, especially with the torque this bike's putting out and as stable as it already is. This bike's stable, but it's not over stable, you know? So it still has the glide to its name, you know? I still feel like I can kind of throw this thing around. So, I think my turn signal's on. There it is. Forgot where the little signal blinker was. Might be some ice right here. Take it easy. Yeah, I mean, it's got the torque, so you know, you can let it do some Harley-Davidson hill climb action here. Let her eat. And ride on through the valley. So, yeah, this bike sounds good when you get on it. That's a little bit of a bumpy corner too, and it felt solid. I like it. Yeah, maybe this seat could be a little bit higher. Nitpicking now. So I really like the navigation view because it really lets me kind of see where the road ahead's going to go. I can do a quick glance down at it and be like, oh, that's not a sharp turn, that's a switchback. Like, oh man, the road goes up there. I better get ready for that. Oh. Yeah, a little bit of practice, just getting used to it. And I mean, you'll be able to whip this thing around here in the city, no problem. Are there better bikes for this city traveling? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look at the Nightster. I mean, that's such a good little city bike to go whip around and, you know, do those things on that I'm telling you about. But is that the bike that I'm going to want to go, you know, on a 2-week long trip through all of the Northeast, you know? Probably not. Probably not. It's got to, but, you know, I'd rather ride my Road Glide through the city than ride my Nightster through the Northeast, you know? So it's all about setting up, kind of just finding the bike that's really going to suit you and suit the riding that you're trying to do with it. So I just like touring bikes. They're just very nice. Highly recommend. So and these bars are cozy. Now I will admit that I did just ride our Fast Johnny. Unfortunately, no riding video on that one. Trying to keep the miles low for its next owner. But moved it around the showroom or outside to go shoot some video with it and talk about that one. And that T-bar setup on it. These bars are nice, you know, nice, smooth, relaxed. But I mean, with that Thrash & Supply T-bar setup with the pullback, I mean, you just really feel like you're. I'm gonna do a little swerve to avoid that. You just really feel in control on that thing a little bit better. So yeah, we won't do that whole ride. I'm gonna keep it slow though. Woo! She's got a little bit of pull to her, I'd say. Oh, what is this? I didn't see a sign closed. I'm gonna go back through this video to double check though. God, I'm not coming this way. Daggone. This sucks. Dang, I needed to see there. I think we're golden. Oh yeah. No, I was riding a touring bike, a personal, someone in the family had, and it had a little, of course, had the little touch screen navigation system, but home was set on it. I had it for about a month, so I was borrowing it for about a month from him. And it had the like go home little feature on it. So what I was able to do with home featured, you know, I got stuck on like a weird detour in like a super weird spot I'd never really been before, and the detour kind of ended, and I didn't really know where it was exactly. I had an idea, but wasn't 100% sure. Didn't want to go partying in the wrong way. Taking the wrong ramp happens to be something I'm kind of good at sometimes. So let's see. So what I can do is I can go search, and then I can click go home, and if I have a home set up in there, then it'll pull it up there, so I can go ahead and it'll take me right where I want to go. So that way, I'm like, oh man, I have to punch in 123 Mayberry Lane every time. You know, no. It's just quick flick up and set and go. Because this one actually, it actually won't let you type while it feels itself moving. So you have to, you know, pull over and stop, you know, safety features, all that kind of stuff. So no one's trying to text on their Road Glide. Not that you can text from it, but I mean, I guess you can do the voice thing there. So if you have a headset set up to the bike, then you can kind of tap that little voice command button. But more so like text as in type text in to set your navigation. So yeah, we're rolling. Deputy Sheriff, what's he up to? Sheriff van, interesting. Yeah, so go. Yeah, you see all of our features here. It's rolling. Actually, no, the odometer is in kilometers. I will have to, why is it in kilometers? Okay, so it doesn't have 11,000 miles on it. It has 11,000 kilometers on it. So I will, picture in the van, nice. Love to see it. Dude's partying hard. So I will have to change that right quick. I'm a little rusty on how to switch between my units. I usually prefer to use Freedom units. So we will have to check that out. So, alright, here's our little weekly look at the progress. And look at them go. They are getting stuff done out there today. Beautiful little view of Raleigh. Cat on a mountain. Building A. Ooh, exciting. Yeah, I'll have to get that switched over right quick. Huh. Interesting. Oh yeah, nice little decel. Also, that's their brakes, not mine, for the record. Yeah, sounds good. I was like, what was that? Ooh, fun stuff. Alrighty, yeah, this is it. This is the Road Glide ST. So I mean, it parties, lots of really good pull, good power. We didn't really wail on it too hard or anything crazy like that, but it's fun. It's doing very well. Very fun bike to go whip around. Good power, super smooth. I mean, all that on Lake Wheeler. I mean, handled the bumps beautifully, and that's the stock suspension. So good stuff. But welcome back to Tobacco Road. So thank you for riding along with us today. This has been your, everyone waved to Allie over there. Oh, didn't wave back. Rough. Let's see. Yeah, we'll park this thing right back here. And see if I can finesse this just right. Can you back these? Yeah, a little bit of rear brake. Actually, I'm going to set that up a little bit straighter. Use that hill there. And that way, kind of think it through just a little bit better. So, yeah. If you read the concrete just right, that'll definitely help with your driving around and stuff like that. So, definitely always want to park with how you're going to leave in mind, especially when you're on these larger bikes, such as this 2022 Harley-Davidson Road Glide ST. So thank you for riding along with us today. If you have questions about this bike, of course, as always, be sure to stop by here at Tobacco Road, come see us, and in the meantime, ride safe. We hope to see you soon.